in your terms and conditions. And they're not nice things to have, they're just, you've got to have them, because Europe says you have.
And where does one find out about what these are?
I'd like to say you should buy the book, but
do you flash the book at this point?
but no, I mean, awareness is. I mean, it's you need to speak to a sort of specialist lawyer, obviously, in terms of what you need to do. But these are important issues. I mean, compliant. That you've got to get it. And actually, that if you're going to do that, a lot of what you'll be putting in your terms are things that protect you as well, of course. So, in short, whatever you're going to do. Think about the legal consequences, because there will be legal consequences.
So on a bet, I mean, people are sort of, we'll get onto Heather's case study in a moment, but a very sort of basic thing that producers are saying about self-distribution is you get a website, you put your film on a DVD, you ask the packaging and post company links up so that when you sell a DVD for £10, you give £2 to the packaging and post people who sort out sending it to whoever's ordered it, and the producer takes £8. And that is just, I mean, it's a very general business model, but in the traditional sales deal, a producer would, it's like the music industry, you'd get £1.50, sales agent would get £6 and all that. And so a great platform is for filmmakers to have a website, because you can just go straight there, you can hear about the film and click on, pay £10 with a credit card and you get your DVD. Is there anything legally stopping me from doing that?
No, but I mean, if you were going to ship out a DVD within Europe, any of the 25 member states, consumers in Europe, in the UK or anywhere in Europe, they've got an automatic right of return. So within 7 days, it doesn't matter if there's anything wrong with the DVD. They've got that's law. It's a distant sale. So you might think you've got a concluded sale, but you haven't, because I mean you may offer a returns policy anyway. I don't know, but the fact is, whatever, if you're putting out merchandise, whether it's DVD or supporting material, and they buy it over the internet, consumers have the right to just say, actually, you know what, I don't want it. So you've got to be aware of things like that. And in terms of, I mean, the biggest risk is obscurity, and I think it's just using a combination of techniques, but, you know, search engine optimization, social networking websites like MySpace and Facebook, these are communities that have just come from nowhere in the last 2 years. But that's how you, I suppose, get your content, or one of the means by which you get your content spotted.
And there is actually a way on Power to the Pixel, the lady who runs YouTube, Four-Eyed Monsters, which if any of you get home, we were trying to, this is their website, sorry. But this is the best model probably in the States of some filmmakers who, the film's called Four-Eyed Monsters, and they got into Sundance, and they sat in Sundance and not one person offered them a deal or agenting or anything. And they literally just got back and went, God, is that it? And they streamed some, they sort of generated, first of all, their own promotion by getting hold of YouTube, sending in a copy of the film, and the woman at YouTube really liked it, and so she put it top of the list on their window for 2 weeks, and they played a 45-minute clip, and from that they sold DVDs, and they went to film societies in New York, and you can see the sales over here. Well, that's the joining, but they've 1,419 DVDs sold. So they're doing it themselves, and just and if you get deeper into the website, it's quite funny, all their blogs and what's happening to them. But Heather, Spear Films, could we first of all just play the clip of your film, because I think that's an important. What was the budget of Son of Man?
4,500. No, sorry, 450,000.
I was like, well done.
That's a low budget.
I've seen the clip. I was like, 1,500. Thanks.
Musani ukoyika kuba yabonani ndinishumayeza indaba ezilungileyo zovuyo olukhulu oluya kuba bonke abantu ngokuba nizalelwe namhlanje umsindisi.
just tell us first of all the history of the director and the producer and what went wrong with their distribution on their first feature?
Okay, Spear Films is a South African feature film company, and their first film, Ukaman Ekalicha, was picked up by a sales agent, and they have the rights for 20 years worldwide, except for in South Africa. And basically Spear saw very little return through having a sales agent, and went ahead and produced another film, Son of Man. But the investor in South Africa decided that he didn't want it to be licensed out to a sales agent, and that he wanted to see the process from start to finish. And therefore, we are setting up Spear Distribution in the UK. So we're setting up a distribution and sales company primarily for Spear Films productions, and then hopefully over time to acquire other productions.
So what's your plan with this feature?
This feature.
When did they finish editing and shooting, and when was it?
It was actually finished at the beginning of 2006, and it toured Sundance, it went to the London Film Festival, LA, various other festivals, and was really well received. And obviously it's now some time since the festival circuit, but it's got a lot of good backing from press. It's won several awards, and so it's quite an established film on the festival circuit already. However, we're trying to be different to what Fortissimo did, and they licensed it per territory to one distributor who sold to a broadcaster and separately within that territory. So we want to split up the rights in every territory that we can, license it to a broadcaster ourselves, license it to a DVD and theatrical distributor ourselves, keep online rights as much as we can so we can experiment with them from our base in the UK. We're planning to self-distribute in the UK and hopefully in the States as well. Basically, we don't want to do the mainstream cinema, DVD, broadcast, and then think about online and never really do it. So we're trying to be a little bit different in our approach. We have hosted several preview screenings for organisations that are related to the film. So we're aware of our target audience, which is obviously African, Christian, South Africans who are living in the UK at the moment. So we're in talks with the largest African church in Hackney. We're in touch with lots of different churches all around the UK. We're in touch with filmmaking societies. We're in touch with all these grassroots communities, basically, that we can market our film towards. And to have a theatrical release, we are saying we don't necessarily need the cinemas to do that. And therefore, we're going to have a theatrical release through churches and through community centres, and get those communities that are interested in the film really excited by it, by getting them involved, offering them partnerships, offering them an opportunity to fundraise for their centre